It's been a while, I know, but I just went to the store and saw a guy that looked like Elsa, and he had more makeup than I have probably ever put in my whole entire life, and his nails were beautiful and super long. Like there was like a whole Christmas picture on each of them, and one of the pointy fingers, the index finger nails was let me lock just in case, was yellow, which tells me that he's a smoker. I know how smokers fingers look like. And he knew the cashier that was checking me out and gave her a hug, and she was super hyper for the age that she looked like. But it just put a smile on my face because he said he stopped and he talked to me, and I'm pretty sure it was a he. Yeah, it was a he because his voice was a manly voice, even though he looked like the gown was all like shiny, glittery, Elsa style looking. By the way, he said that was his Rapunzel outfit. I was like, it's more like Elsa, but anyways. But it put a smile on my face because he came and he's like, today you just met a crazy person. And I'm like, everybody's a little crazy in some way. But that was really fun. I mean, if you don't have people like that to color your day with just a little bit and make you smile, I don't know, it will be a very boring world. And I do come from a boring world where everybody's so masked up, looking straight, no eye contact, just no life. And when I see those people, I mean, I take a minute and I look at them and I want to talk to them because they want to be different and they want to look different and they act different and they talk different. He even started showing me on his phone all the wigs that he possesses in his house, in his bedroom, whatever. And so there are the two dogs on the floor, and then there are all the wigs. And oh my gosh, the whole two walls, the opposite walls of his room were just wigs. Not two, three of the walls. It's like, and so all kinds of colors. I mean, you name it, the colors there, and the curls, and the, I guess that's his obsession. Everybody has some kind of obsession, I guess. For me, it's like hot chocolate. I mean, I'm starting to get sick of it a little bit, but you know, it's just, I don't know. Everybody has a little bit of crazy. What else? Yesterday was really hard day actually. Yesterday was one of those days where I felt there are too many is just one of me. Every Sunday since I have kids, it's been chaotic, crazy, loud, full of fights and verbal fights and people screaming, throwing tantrums. It's been like that since I remember having kids. Sundays were the toughest, but so it's like this curse that comes over me every Sunday that I have to go through, watching them fight, watching them being throwing tantrums, if not in church then at home, and if not at home then at church. It's just been so hard yesterday. So the more I feel like I just want to kind of like, the more I feel like no, you signed up for that, you are a mom, and they grow way too fast for me to complain. And yes, they're gonna go through their periods of, I hate my brother, he hates me too. I'll sit in the corner here and cry a little bit, and I'm probably gonna feel better after. You know, baby girl throwing a tantrum in church because I told her to put her drawing pad down because it was sacrament. I mean, you know, all girls go through that, I guess. I don't remember doing that, but I was, you know, my circumstances when parenting was different. But raised by, yeah. Anyway, so, and I was not made to sit down in church for long periods of time in my childhood where I have to stay still. I didn't go through that. So again, I don't know how my kids feel. So I have compassion for them and I have patience for them, and I know they work it through, and then Baby girl just needs a hug and squish, and she's just fine after that. But yesterday just reminded me of, the days are long, but the years are short. Very soon my twins will be 4 years old, and it was just like yesterday when I was cut open, and then they took them out of me, and I had to recover for a long time afterwards. Not the C-section particularly, but my back was really busted, and I was sitting down. It's just been crazy, and having them in my life is like, honestly, it's been so difficult because I have to find ways to do things with them around, and or had to ask friends to watch them for short periods of time so I can do observations this last semester. But I'm glad it's over with, and it was really difficult to have 3 classes that were methods classes and had to do observations and teaching. Though the hardest semester, I think that semester was the second hardest thing I've done after the C-section. I thought that was really traumatic, and I hated it, and I love my babies. It's just like this, I hate the experience, but I love my babies. I cannot live without them. But so this semester was like the same thing too. I loved every minute spent everywhere I was and everything I was learning, but it was just so hard to catch up with all the assignments and the readings and the papers and the academic style papers and everything I had to do, planning lessons, making lesson plans that are exactly this pattern that they have in Utah. It was just really hard, and there were nights I would just cry and then continue to study more. But somehow things worked out, and looking back, I feel like a champion. There are a lot of things that I have felt like, oh, it's not fair. This is not fair. Why is this happening? Why this has happened? That's not how I planned my life. Blah, 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 blah. All those moments that have been bursting like episodes. But bottom line, I'm grateful for all of them. I'm grateful for each and every one of them, because those moments, and when you kind of like mobilize yourself and you're like, okay, I can do this. I got this. I can do this. And I cannot do it purely by myself. There's no way. There's so many people, and there's so many angels on this side and the other side of the veil helping. Literally, I cannot imagine my life without heavenly interference every day. My kids, myself, healing from the past, reconciliation with even my childhood and what package I have been carrying with me because of my childhood, being around lying people, and just human relationships in general. I'm still having a hard time reading people a lot, but knowing yourself and knowing your divine nature, knowing your creator, learning more about him, being temple attendant person brings a lot of things in perspective, and somehow life becomes more meaningful. And I'm grateful for people. Even though honestly, I've been living in isolation, not being capable of carrying a normal conversation, besides my sister, for years. People complain about COVID years and COVID, from 2020 to 2022. Honestly, that's has been my life. And I've had a few friends that I could talk to, but it was not like at the end of the day you just want to talk to somebody. At the end of the day you just want to know somebody's in your corner. It's been always just me and my kids. And they have become such a big part of my life that I cannot even imagine my life without them. Not even for a second. And I'm grateful that I signed up for that big mission to be a mom of 5 kids. I never imagined myself having 5 kids. I always thought maybe 2, 3 the most. But how those twins came together in my life makes it all the difference. Yes, it's harder in a physical sense, but in a spiritual sense, it's a treasure I cannot even begin to think about. And I know things happen for a reason. I know there are certain times, places, and people that have to be in your life. And I know that what it's been for me so far since April has been nothing but blessings. And I have been surrounded by people who care about me and about my kids, and people reminding me that, hey, I made this, but it's not just for the kids, okay? It's for you too. It's just a concept that I have literally forgotten. And I think at some point all moms do. They just, if the kids are fed, it doesn't matter if I ate or not. If the kids are dressed up and ready, whatever I look like, I don't care. It's like that. And here I feel like moms do the self-care more vigorously, because they do know that if you don't feel good inside of your skin, if you don't feel mentally well, you cannot really be nice or the best of yourself giving to others, and especially to your family. And so I started focusing on like having my own time when it's not just me and my books, me and my assignments, me and my computer, but it's just me and what I like to do. And I honestly sometimes just want to go and watch an episode of a favorite show on Netflix, or read a good book, or just read the scriptures, or going out for a walk is not an option, because then I have to tag at least 2 more little people with me, and they don't mind. Sometimes they don't really mind, and I really don't mind spending my days, minutes, hours, and time with them, because it's not only I'm teaching them about things, but they're teaching me with their example and their purity and their loves and hugs, and that's something I can never replace for any treasures of the world. Just the interaction with little people who love you regardless of how angry you've been, or how short fused you were, or how you reacted, what you said. Their pure hearts just erase everything right away, and they're just filled with the love of Christ in them, still small and pure and cute. And I think they help me a lot to cope with the amounts of stress of the day and of the semester. And it's been a great semester, though. I have learned so much about the history of the United States in social studies, and the amendments, and the Constitution, and the Civil War, and not the Civil War, the other one, the Revolutionary War. I read books, I read articles, I listened to podcasts of people. My classmates have been so great, and I just realized some of them were like born after 2000, and I'm like, oh my goodness, they were not even born when 9/11 happened. Or some kids don't even relate so much to Star Wars because it's been old. A good thing that they build up on it more, but like, yeah, it's just amazing how you can feel the age that you are in, and what was trendy when you were a little kid, or like what the music was back then, and how it is now. It's just like, wow. but I love kids. I just love them. One time, so my third boy, he's fifth grader, and in his school, all the kids, when I go to observe classes and teach, they call me. They don't call me Mrs. Takashima. They call me Kayo's mom, and it's really cute because anyway. So one time he forgot his jacket, and another mom picked it up, and she didn't know the address, but there was another mom who picked him up earlier for robotics class, and long story short, that mom told the other one, so she stopped by just to drop the jacket, and I see her son. I'm like, oh, he's one of the kids that I'm teaching this semester, fifth grader boy, and he's quite bright and smart, and I don't know what happened and how, but he just spilled, and he just said, "You're the best teacher ever," and I'm like, of course I know I'm not. Of course I know I have so much to learn, but coming from the mouth of a fifth grader, I don't know what they think in the classroom, and when I'm with them, and how I plan the class, the lesson, and everything in details, and I talk to my professor about it when she observes it after, and you don't get to know the kids so much. You just, when I observe them, I know that he's one of the bright ones with the hands up all the time, but when I heard him saying that, it's just like, it was the most heartwarming thing in the world. Like, I heard kids in Japan before telling me that they like me and things like that, and English class is always fun for them, but like, I never heard it from the kids here just yet. And so it was really great. I never thought growing up that my mission in life will be education, and especially elementary education, but since I've been thrown to that opportunity to do it, and I embraced it, I really did, and it just fits my personality. I love kids. It's like my body's giving up on me a little bit, but I still love to move, and I still love to be around them and be outside and play with them, and it's been just the connection. It's so easy for me to connect with kids more than adults, really, and I love it, and I'm grateful for it. And yeah, oh, future me, I just wanted to share one more really cool thought I listened today to Come Follow Me Online, like on the YouTube channel, and it was on the Tyler and Taylor, or their names, you know them, you've been watching them for years, and especially in the pandemic, and how they started. The lesson is about the book of Revelations and the Saint John the Beloved, and it's John. Anyway, so in Revelations, so one of them was sharing how he went to the seminar, or like a gathering of biblical scholars, and the first person who stood up to talk said, well, I could say that we can summarize the whole book of Revelations in 4 words, and those 4 words are: God wins, Satan loses. And if we can even more generalize it, as as a whole, the book of Revelations means God wins, and that's all you have to worry about. Those apocalyptic events and things that humanity will face sooner or later are just part of this whole plan of Heavenly Father just evolving, like becoming what it originally was planned to be. We're part of it, and we don't know when the Savior comes again, but all we know is like he wins at the end. And yes, Satan will he'll try to confuse people, scriptures mingled with the philosophies of man, the society accepting or tolerating certain moral standards or not. It's just part of it. He will try so hard, but then at the end, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And God wins every time. And if you're on his side, you'll be fine. And if you teach your kids to be on his side, and them and him on their side, they'll be fine too. And that's what matters really at the end of the day. Not what clothing you have, what watch you have, what car you're driving, or what shoes you have. It doesn't really matter. Those things don't matter. They don't. Anyways, 20 minutes. Okay, I gotta go. Bye.